jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
What's good? We're back in the building once again. World Combat Sports Media. Salute to everyone that's on deck, man, who's tuned in. It's Friday, y'all. You know what it is. It's Friday, and we on the eve of another big fight in boxing history. Big shout out to the supporters, man. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for tuning in. You know, everyone that's pulled up. Appreciate what you do. Continue to support the channel. You feel me? So, let's get right down to it, man. I don't know if anybody ever, explained it in this type of manner. But peep this out. Me being where I'm at in life in the 50s, right? Being able to experience some of the big fights in boxing history in my lifetime. And I'm not saying there's not going to be any more after, you know what I'm saying? But this fight right here, it's another history making fight. Just think about it. Like, this sport is our popularity, but it's also what have you done for me lately? So you think about, for those of you that's been living long enough to relate to this, you know, you had the situation where we seen Anthony Joshua pick up his belts. You know what I'm saying? Had the opportunity to see Manny Pacquiao become an 8 division champion, because Manny ain't older than me. Okay. So we had Manny Pacquiao do his thing. We seen the B-Hops. We seen the Roy Jones Jr., the great Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? On the tail end, on the middle to the back end, Muhammad Ali, Marvis Haggard, Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Hearns. You know, it was so many fighters we got to see make history in what they was doing. Then, you know, we come up to the new age where we seeing all these 4-belt undisputed. And you saying to yourself, for a while, you know, we was looking at Jermaine Taylor's. You know what I'm saying? We only knew the B-Hops. We only knew a certain amount of people who was actually getting this shit done in the 4-belt era. But if you take a look at what's about to happen now, we've seen Josh Taylor insert himself into the community. We recently seen Jermell Charlo insert himself into the 4-belt era community of Undisputed. That's big time history. That's big time history. We just seen Canelo Alvarez insert himself into that equation. Now we have the opportunity to not only see a fighter step into the ring out of the U.S. for the undisputed titles, but he'll be the first to ever do it on the franchise era, because the franchise era isn't going anywhere. But, you know, Devin Haney has the opportunity to be the first to ever become undisputed in the franchise era. He will be consistent to be a part of the 4-belt era of Undisputed. But then again, he will also have some bleed over to where he would be part of the franchise era. But if you haven't heard by now, goddamn it, Bill Haney's on deck with it. All hands on deck, man. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. You know what I'm saying? Bill Haney on deck. You know what I'm saying? All hands on deck. Both teams are ready. You know what I'm saying? The battle lines have been drawn for quite some time, man. You already know what it is. This has turned into an epic saga. I kind of knew deep down inside that boxing always believes in finales, man. You know what I'm saying? Boxing always have to dangle us. Man, they puppetize the media. You know, they always wait to the last minute to draw in any type. When I tell you, when a damn drug addict is fiending for another hit to be better than his last, that's boxing. Boxing love puppetizing the media and fiending for the next promo to find some different angle, find another vein. They just want to find another vein to inject you with something, with intrigue or something to have you on the edge of your seat, say, oh my God, oh my God, oh God. And then at the last minute, it happens. Shout out to Bill Haney being able to go over there, not only as a trainer, but as a father, and be able to be a part of his son's history. You know, to be a part of it. He's a part of the team anyway, but to actually physically be on deck for this epic moment when everything that they work for, you know what I'm saying, comes down to seeing his son fight for the first time for an undisputed title. Not only that, undisputed fight where every single belt would be included. All the crowns, everything would be included. Everything. No stone left unturned. Every crown will be on the line for this bout over in Australia. And whoever wins it will be absolutely in the 4-belt era. That is to include Devin Haney's belt. The undisputed, lightweight, reigning defending world titleist. That's who we talking about. That person is him. You know what I'm saying? Whoever wins that person is him. But the good thing about it is this fight is turned into something, you know, just like I said about, you know, them injecting, you know, finding any type of vein, man, to inject that intrigue, suspense, the saga. You know, it has turned into a bigger fight where people's paying attention to. And we just can't wait to see the shit play out, dog. This fight is huge. This is history making right here. And then finally to get Bill on deck and, you know, have that communication, that physical presence and communication over there with his son, the rest of the team, you know, the kind of, you know, polish up the last remaining conversation, because there ain't shit else you can do now when it comes to the training. That shit is over with. Velocity Cuts on deck with it was good. This had to be mind games from the Aussies to throw Devin off. T-Max on deck. I hope Kambosos beat Haney for Batman Russell. I hope Kambosos beat Haney for Batman Russell. I don't get what you're saying. I mean, you have the right to you know, cheer for who you want to cheer for, whether it's you know, whether it's sincere or not, or you just being malicious. You have the right to cheer for whoever. It doesn't upset me any. Andrew WCS, salute to you, Andrew. Ben Israel on deck with it. What's good? Shalom, Scotty. Devin the Nightmare Haney, and the new undefeated lightweight champion of the world. Salute being on deck. Yes, sir. Bill on deck. Let's go. Yeah, man. Hey, it's a big deal. And I'm happy all this came into fruition. But like I said before, that's boxing, man. Boxing always sets you up for the grand finale, man. especially when they know they can. When they know they can, they do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at Australia. Look at the Australian government. They trying to bring as much attention to this fight as possible. So they wait till the last minute to bring Bill over there, and the damn final week is over. But it's like we're not going to complain about it. We're not going to say, well, they about damn time. The hardcore fans are going to be like, no, that's straight right there. That's cool. Long as he over there, we got 12 rounds to get it down. We get down. You know what I'm saying? We got 12 rounds to get down. Let's go. Bill gonna be in the corner. Yoel's gonna be in the corner. Whoever else, the cut man. Hey, we got the whole team and compliant, physically on deck. The only other remaining aspect is the fighters to meet, referees' instructions. Boom, opening bell. Let's get it. This is epic. This is history making. And to see a fighter that has came up really, to be honest with you, Devin, like many other amateurs who've came up and entered the sport of boxing with a name that, oh man, they're gonna be special. They're gonna be this. They're gonna be special. This, that, and the other. I mean, he was one of those names. Now he get to fight in that special bout to kind of put that first real legacy fight on his resume. And this is it. And the crazy part about this is so many people compare Devin Haney to Floyd. I mean, it wasn't nothing you can hear Devin Haney, oh, that's Floyd. He can be the next Floyd Mayweather. But now he's about to step in the ring in his first division where he's won a championship, right? And he's about to accomplish something Floyd never accomplished. So really, as black fight fans, we should let that shit ride. Because, as a fighter that's being compared to one of the greatest to do it, you should allow that man the common decency and respect to build up his own career under his own identity. Don't appropriate him with anybody else and then think it's a compliment to him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you giving him a compliment to compare him to such a great. But what I'm telling you is you appropriating his name under the shadow into the silhouette of someone that's not even actively competing in the sport anymore. And he's also about to venture into a night for which he's competing for a legacy fight that Floyd never did in his career. So that's special in itself, man. You know what I'm saying? Get this man his own identity. Cease trying to appropriate him beneath that cloud of Floyd Mayweather. He's his own person now. And the another wild aspect to this is that Kambosos, no one really was comparing Kambosos to anybody. And the mere fact that Devin's about to go fight a legacy fight, which is one of the greatest fights on his resume due to the amount of belts that's involved. He's about to do it off the back of a fighter that pretty much has had his 6 minutes of fame. You know what I'm saying? He was an IBF mandatory coming off 2 split decisions, and then he was able to go in there and win on that night. The same night he went in there and defeated Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney is trying to have that exact same exposure, but on a different level, on a more elevated level. George Kambosos is attempting to go in there and try to defend his belts, and Devin's trying to take all the belts. Kambosos was able to be, he was able to win that championship fight against T.O. without Devin's belt. And Devin's, stepping in there. Like he said, I want to collect everything at one time. Real talk. He said, I want to collect everything at one time. So he has his belt and he goes in there and defeats Kambosos. Even though Kambosos is not considered one of those great fighters. If Devin Haney defeats him, he's not considered one of the great fighters. But the moment for which Devin would achieve this weekend will be considered great. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because you can't take it away. Jose Ramirez losing to Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor considered that guy who was an undisputed junior welterweight world champion in the four-belt era. He goes in that equation. You know what I'm saying? Alexander Usyk, when he unified four-belt era cruiserweight, he goes into that equation. So you really don't have to have, like back in the day, they was fighting great fighters to solidify their name in the history books in the boxing annals, right? This day and time, not so much. It has to really go down for the belts, and that's why I've been trying to tell people. And I know people was just paying attention to what I was saying about the four-belt era. I left them out for this. That's why I try to tell people. The individual that you fight to achieve that moment won't necessarily be great. And that's where Terrence Crawford comes into play. This is a perfect example on how you sit back and listen to what people are saying about who's great, who's not, this, that, and the other, all because of this. Terrence Crawford fought Julius Ndongo. He wasn't a great fighter. Jose Ramirez wasn't a great fighter. Kambosos wasn't a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant, Callum Smith wasn't great fighters. So we need to sit up here and erase the notion that what Terrence Crawford did when he earned his undisputed titles. We need to stop saying Julius Ndongo was the worst undisputed challenger that he can have. Because that's not true. Because not too many people can tell you who Alexander Usyk defeated for his undisputed title. So when Devin Haney stepping here this weekend, is anybody going to consider Kambosos great because he beat Teofimo Lopez? Are you going to consider Teofimo Lopez great because he defeated Vasyl Lomachenko? And then if you consider Teofimo great because he defeated Lomachenko, who made Lomachenko great? Who made Lomachenko great? So I'm just here dropping that gem on you because I left Crawford out the equation of undisputed in the four-belt era for that. I wanted that to be permanently expunged from people's memories, to think that the way that you can achieve undisputed, you have to fight somebody great. Maybe back in the day when they, had less belts and they was considered undisputed, they fought a name that was considered on that high level. But in this era, you know what I'm saying? The hourglass we live in right now, the names aren't always necessarily going to be great. But if they have the hardware and they're able to meet up in the ring, guess what? They still going to hold that title no matter who their challenger was or who their adversary or opponent was. They're going to hold the motherfucking titles as undisputed, and they're going to go down in history. Y'all have to understand that. So from this day forward, you're not allowed to sit up here and downplay and devalue what Crawford did, because you have to look at what Devin Haney's about to do. You have to look at what Josh Taylor's completed. Alexander Usyk, Canelo Alvarez, Jermell Charlo. You have to look at all these people that's now collecting these belts in bulk. In bulk. Cassandra on deck. How you do, Queen? Salute WCS. Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up once again, Cassandra. Velocity, they disrespecting Floyd when dummies compare Devin to Floyd. That's all I'm saying. So I'll do this for you there, T. I appreciate you pulling up, big dog. But get your punk ass out of here. Lil Flex Lewis, what's good? Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more on deck with it. Salute OG, how you feeling today? Yes, fight weekend. You know how it goes down. You don't have to listen. You don't have to digest what I'm saying. But for me, I always understood this. Learn what you learn. You know what I'm saying? Archive what you feel that's important. And then you speak on it in a way that if your listeners, respect it, And they're gonna respect it. It's just gonna be certain people that don't respect anything you say. But what I'm saying about this Undisputed, this is a history making fight this weekend. This is a history making fight. Though we understand that Devin Haney's name has always been, somewhat elevated under the silhouette of Floyd Mayweather, he does not, and he shouldn't be, blended into the, I don't know, Floyd Mayweather's history. He shouldn't be blended into that entire cloud factor. The shoes that Floyd has had, the path that he's traveled, the journey. Devin shouldn't be put in that, under that banner, under that cloud no more, to be compared to another black fighter. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all need to let that shit go. Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather. He did some amazing things inside the ring. But to compare every up and coming rising black fighter to Floyd Mayweather, why are we stopping at Floyd Mayweather? We had plenty other black fighters back in the day that did damn good things that was significant to them being called one of the greatest to ever do it. I just think in this era, we have too many people that believes Floyd is accessible. Every fighter that comes out and they have a little bit of flair that's black, they say, oh, that's Floyd, that's Floyd. And that's what Devin's popularity is built up off of back in the day. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think for sure that he has his own identity for quite some time now. And then he's about to step in there and achieve a history making fight with all the belts outside of anything on Floyd Mayweather's career. And we already know how many divisions Floyd was able to accomplish and solidify his career. He didn't do this in his first division. So shout out to Team Haney, man. Go in there and get this shit. First of all, getting the fight is good. How, God works things out, because I told you about that clown Cambozo. I told everybody from the jump street that he wasn't who he say he was. He was not him. You know what I'm saying? But he was that guy. That's what Cambozo was. He was that guy. I put it out there, and I told you he wasn't looking for no dang Devin Haney. This guy was looking for freaking Lomachenko. He acted like and pretended he was looking for Javante, but he was looking for Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? He was never looking for Devin Haney. He wanted to be a part of the conversation because it brought that media attention. And him and his team, felt like it was an opportune time for them to try to take advantage of it. Let's pretend. Let's put on this facade. You know what I'm saying? Let's be over here and fake it, because we've never been in this position before. So let's fake it. Let's fake it. Let's act like we're looking for Devin Haney, but really we want to see what Vasil Lomachenko look against Richard Comey. Yeah, he's a clown man of many faces, bro. That's what he's been. And then he only showed his defining colors by talking about an informant and a rat. I told you all first how this dude was. I've been to Australia. I had some wild nights in Australia for real. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I could have picked up a wife over there. Parents wasn't having that. Look, I had some wild nights over there, dog. You know what I'm saying? So right now with everything, playing out the way it did, I told you this dude was a freaking clown. I'm looking at him to be 20-1 walking up out this fight on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? 20-1 there, Cambozo. Your 6 minutes of fame, man, I hope to God it's over. I hope to God that 6 minutes of fame is over, bro. For real. I'm tired of him going up there, trying to put on platform shoes to look bigger than what he is. And goddamn trying to act like he's Conor McGregor reincarnated when Conor was two-way champion, talking his shit to get that fight with Floyd Mayweather. Man, he's basically been practicing this shit for hours. He's trying to sound like Conor McGregor. He tried to drop one-liners like McGregor. No, bro. What you did was sit up here and accuse somebody of something that you're actually guilty for, bro. You're actually guilty for informing us on a personal conversation that another grown man had. You are the informant. You are the one that's out here snitching to the public, snitching to millions. What does that say about you? And then not only that, we're never going to forget that you addressed the man as a boy in front of his father. And see, you think you can get away with it because, over in these other countries, they sit there and say, yeah, hey, steady boys, steady boys. No, that wasn't what you was doing. Like, hey, okay, calm down, boys. Steady boys. Calm down, boys. It's okay, boys. That wasn't what Kambosos was doing. Kambosos was calling, Devin Haney a boy in an inferior situation, like he was subordinate, like he was a niggling. Okay, he wanted to treat him like he was a niggling, without even saying the word. But see, the only way that he can get himself up out of it, if it came down to that point, if Devin Haney would have reacted as such, if he would have lost his mind, jumped out of character, goddamn, just blew up, became belligerent, and start cutting Kambosos off, and then Kambosos would have sit back and smile. See, there you go. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Look at you. You're mad. You're mad. I never even meant that. I never meant. See, that's what he never got. So he kept going back to it, looking stupid. But you got to get in that ring this weekend and fight, bro. I hope you get your ears boxed off till it becomes just like the same. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hope that shit is so lopsided, bro. Because I hope you don't leave the ring like Rolly. I hope you don't give her the Rolly exit, bro. I hope you stay there as a man and goddamn say, well, one thing we know for sure, he can box. Okay, he can box for sure. Devin can box. I didn't know he can box that good, but he can box. And he boxed my ears off. I had to leave here and go to the hospital and have them sew my ears back on because he boxed my ears off. But we got a rematch. Yes. We have a rematch. Yes. And I don't know if the rematch should happen because I got my ears boxed off. So if Lomachenko's in the weight and he's back from Kakistan, I would suggest that Devin Haney go fight Vasyl Lomachenko. And yes, I'm out. I'm going to spend time with my family and really think about this. This might be my last fight. I got my ears boxed off. Knockout Boxing 86 TV on deck with it. What's good with it, Knockout? If y'all see these people in the chat, like Z, man, use your wrenching ability, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all got wrenches for. Use your wrenching ability. We don't have time for the buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? Of people coming over here wasting time. You know what I'm saying? And trying to get somebody out of character. And then if you drop the link, they want to act like, I don't know what that button is. What that button do? I don't even know what that link is. I don't know what that link. No, don't play stupid. But man, this is the big deal, bro. For real. Box his fucking ears off. Be smart in there, of course. This is not a Jorge Linares fight. You know what I'm saying? I think I heard BF mention this the other day. He said, when comparing chins, right? Linares was able to sit down for Vasyl Lomachenko, which he did. He sat his ass down, right? And then you look at Devin getting touched by Jorge Linares. He didn't go down. So he said, who had the better chin? You know what I'm saying? So he was comparing the Devin's chin. He's never been on the canvas. And that is absolutely facts when it comes down to it, because you look at all the other lightweights that are considered to have a name. Right off the back, Mr. Capione himself, Ryan Lion Garcia, on the deck, shoulder, face, you know what I'm saying, by Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell on the deck by Vasil Lomachenko. Kambosos on the deck by Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez on the deck by George Cambozo. Most of all these names that you see on at 135 lightweight division, they've been on the canvas. Is the fact that people, okay, they'll say, well, Devin's not knocking out people, but yet and still, Cambozo has to understand that he hasn't been on the deck. Can you put him on the deck with the boxing IQ that he has? Now, look, I have to be fair in a sense. So Kambosos, I'm gonna give him 2% fairness. All right. Kambosos does have some qualities when it comes to, his hand speed and his timing and so forth. But when you're talking about special, when you're talking about comparing him, who I think a better boxer between him and Devin Haney, I say Devin Haney is a better boxer, hands down. But Cambozo, with his big nose and multicolored hair, he's not a slouch. He's not a can of ragu, bro. Like, he can actually fight. Cambozo can fight. He's tough. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it's going to be a different type of fight. I tell people all the time. Teofimo Lopez choose to present him with the aggression. It allowed Kambosos to be able to counter that aggression, and he was able to have success. If Team Lopez decided to come through the ropes and for an all-out assault, well, they have to understand, being in boxing as long as they have since the Olympics, that was going to set them up for counter shots. And that's how Cambozo was able to get the early knockdown against Teo. I can assure you that Team Haney is not going to come in there with the Teofimo plan. They're definitely not going to come in there with the Rolly Romero plan. So now you provide separation and you box. Now you have a boxing match. Let's see how that works. Let's see how Cambozo handled the jab, because Devin's definitely going to have to execute the jab a lot more. Let's see how that works out, man. Bruce Gas boxing. Yeah, I got him up out of here. You know how it is. He boxed my ears off. Yeah, Cassandra. I just want to hear him on the mic, man. I don't know who's going to provide the post-fight interview. You know what I'm saying? But I want to ask him that question. So with everything that you've said about Devin being an informant, he's a rat. What do you have to inform us about, the way the fight went down? Now that you've lost everything, you're at the bottom. What do you have to say? You going to apologize or what? You know what I'm saying? I want to hear what you have to say. Or else he's just going to walk out the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like Rolly did. Don't even respect the fans that he was up here trying to bullshit. Nah, bro. This is going to be a tough fight for both. It's not going to be a walk. It's not going to be a stroll for either fighter. It's going to be a tough one, especially for Devin, because he's behind enemy lines. His pops is over there now. Bill is on deck with it. All hands are fair. And they're going to have to fight a smart fight. They cannot go in there fighting the Teofimo plan. They can't do that. They definitely can't go in there and do that shit. Even though, if they was able to get it done and accomplish and get Kambosos out of there, that would make for a crazy documentary, wouldn't it? A fighter who boxing considers not to have, to be a power puncher, to go in there and stop Cambozo when Teofimo wasn't able to do it. I got to be honest. I don't think that's the plan, though. I don't think that's the plan at all. I don't think the plan is to go in there and look for the knockout. I think if anything, they're going in there to box a smart fight, be technically disciplined, smart, educated, collect any type of data they can to make adjustments off Cambozo. You know what I'm saying? And punch him in that big red nose. Like I said, I told I said, Devin, step on them big ass shoes he gonna wearing in there. Cambozo loves wearing big ass shoes, dog, because he's a clown. Just step on the big ass shoes he got. Punch him in that big ass nose. You know what I'm saying? You'll know you got him. You'll know you got him. You'll know when the time comes. Don't rush it. Because this dude, he's gonna go in there with the mindset that you don't have power. He's gonna try to go in there with the bully mindset because he's a little guy. You know, Devin is much bigger than him. We've seen that at the face-off several times. So Kambosos couldn't wear a suit and put on platform shoes like he did when he was down here in the A. He wanted to look taller than Teofimo, so he came in here with some Prince specials. You know what I'm saying? He came in here with some 3-inch platform shoes on to make himself look taller. But in this case, you already seen it for yourself. He was looking up. Devin was looking down. It's not that big of a difference, but I'm just saying, he looks quite small, to be honest. Like, I don't know what's going on. They so close to weigh-ins. When Devin rehydrates, he's definitely going to be the bigger fighter. But that's not saying much. I'm just saying there's a size difference. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying because Rolly Romero, he was high 40s, low 50s in there against Tank, and you saw what happened to him. But we're talking about two different fighters, two different skill sets, and Devin should go in there and get that shit done, man. I think like he said, he's levels above Cambozo. And I believe it. The only time Cambozo feel like he's higher than Devin is when he's doing his little tricks on the trapeze. That's it. He had kangaroos, hopping through the ring of fire and shit. He's up there on the trapeze in his costume doing flips, landing in the net. Informant. Goddamn juggling rats and shit. Bullshit ass nigga. The boxing plug on deck. What's good? Salute W says you had to kick some of the Aussies out. Yeah, it came over here. Look, they live around all the animals, but of course they love trying to use animals as a way to insult. Man, come on, I've been living too long. I've been in your part. I've been in your neck of woods before. I've been all over there. I drunk at your pubs. You know what I'm saying? I party with your women. I've been there before. I understand why you mad. They going crazy all over social media. Where were they 6 months ago? I swear, right? Where were they 6 months ago, dog? They was silent. W says you will have new subs from Australia this week. Yeah, for sure. They just gonna sub just so they can leave negative remarks, man. I get it, man. I get it, bro. Man, you absolutely right on that shit. I gotta put that up. You absolutely right on that right there. They're going to come over here. If they're smart, they just come over here with simple names. But they come over here with Z1000 and all this other bullshit. No, just come over here with an American name. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Spell Haney with 2 N's. Come over here, Devin Haney with 2 N's. To draw my attention. Oh, somebody's over here, alternate ego, Devin Haney. Okay, got it. Cooking with Sir Senior on deck. Salute, man. I think the plan is to embarrass him until he gets frustrated and then take advantage of the opening his stress will give. Yeah, I like that. Sugar Ray Roberto the Ram rematch. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Derek, what's good with it, bro? WCS salute, brother. Salute to you. They wanted them dingo dogs to chase Devin around. Man, look. Devin say he has soldiers with him, man. There's no way that Bill is gonna go over there with anything less than that. My only thought was I wasn't trying to prognosticate anything negative, whatever. But it's just crazy. Like, in 2021, you was getting, certain fights that we was wasn't entirely looking forward to seeing, but they was okay. Yeah, it's cool. That's the only thing we have to watch right now. And they was going down for COVID. We just seen Xander Zayas talk about a non-related COVID incident that pulled him out of his June 11 fight, right? So I was just surprised, like, He was at the local gyms. I really thought, and it still could happen, I really thought this was going to be a moment where they try anything and everything to sabotage him. That's all I'm saying. To sabotage the shit out of this fight. Well, we still got some hours, man. Them hours is gonna click down the minutes. The minutes gonna come to seconds, and then the bell gonna ring. So I'm just hoping, continue to go as it is. I saw Devin in the community, holding mitts for some of the Aussie kids. He actually went in there and hit the mitts in the ring. So another sign that Kambosos showed me is that he's not totally confident in going out there and having a true open workout. I mean, all Devin did was go out there and throw some power shots. You know what I'm saying? Just tap the mitts a little bit with Judah. Just warming the mitts. Did Kambosos do that? He came out there and did some stretching and some jump roping. Dude, we already seen you fight. This is in your backyard, and you come up there barely even doing an open workout in your backyard. Something ain't right. If you that guy, you know what I'm saying, he's a rat, you smell it. Why you just scurry your ass out into the ring and then do much? Like, man, this is your opportune time. The first thing you said after beating T.O., you say you can come to Australia and fight in front of 80,000. Man, get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, man, come on, man. Y'all made this shit into a motherfucking clown show. Y'all made sure Ben Davison wasn't over there. You made sure Bill wasn't over there until the last freaking minute. And now you got to deal with it, dog. He's on deck now. Deal with the shit. Deal with it. I told people I ain't like Kambosos from the start, man. Once he pretended, like, this is what was fucked up about Kambosos. He complained so much that T.O. wasn't undisputed. I told y'all. I told you, bro. I told it. I put it out there. This dude complained so much about T.O. not being undisputed. He had the franchise belt. When he finally got the belts, the first thing he does is go to IG and change his title to undisputed. That right there, it should have showed you. This is the motherfucking head clown in charge. He's the HCIC, the head clown in charge. That's what motherfucking Kambosos is, dog. He changed his name to Undisputed on IG. He started using the same title. I'm undisputed. What I'm going to do, pretty much, I can't really get his accent down. I'm so used to doing UK. Pretty much what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a look at Devin Haney. I'm going to take a look at Devin Haney and, see what I'm, take a look and see for myself. So he went on his press tour in Vegas to fake everybody out. And then Haney finally told him when he was trying to put his hand on his shoulder, he said, we're going to see. We're going to see. He's pretty much saying, okay, I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and try to sun you. I'm older than you. I'm going to try to put my hand on your shoulder and sun you and say, hey, you be a good little boy and go in there and perform well. I may consider you. I'm not making you any promises. I may consider you. But go in there and perform like a good boy. Be in my good graces. That's the mindset I felt from Kambosos. And then when it was all over with, you really didn't hear Kambosos really talking. Okay, he didn't have anything positive to say about anything. You know what I'm saying? Devin picked up the win. Javante picked up the win. Lomachenko picked up the win. Then come to find out they shooting contracts. They really wanted Vasyl Lomachenko. Really. Because Lomachenko's not a shit talker. He wouldn't have kept that same energy with Lomachenko because he's just happy to be in the presence of a boxer who's on the level that he'll never reach. So he really wanted Lomachenko, but he ended up getting Devin Haney. They gave him a bullshit toilet, trash, porta-john, septic pool contract. It's one thing to be able to know how to box. It's another thing that's going in there and competing and and it's not for the wages for which you deserve. That's fucked up. Like, you already been training your life. You went through the AMS and transfer to professionals, and you done improved your skills, and you stepped in there with some elite fighters, and you're a world champion. You're on the world champion stage right now. But then you walking in there with money that's way beneath what you've been basically working up to earn, not just the money that you feel that you deserve, but even more in these times. This is a big money fight that he should have been making way more than what he's made before. You know what I'm saying? You got to negotiate. I mean, I said the same thing about T.O. T.O. negotiated against Lomachenko. He went to a purse bid for him and Cambozo. You have to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who getting paid. They're the ones who in this profession. So you got to negotiate. So I'm not, they gave him a trash ass motherfucking contract where if you really want to fuck with a fighter, because you always hear people say it's mental. Well, fuck with their money. They give them these ultimatums, take it or leave it type shit. You know, the same thing Antonio Tarver talked about with Roy Jones. You know, Antonio Tarver spoke on that. Roy Jones told him straight up, man, take that shit or leave it. And Antonio said he took the fight because he wanted the opportunity to step in with Roy. You know what I'm saying? In this case, Devin Haney had to take because he needed the opportunity. He wanted the opportunity to fight for all the belts. So he stepped in that motherfucker, signed the contract, which is absolutely, one of the worst contracts for a fight of this magnitude. But we ain't talking about money, goddamn it. We're talking about results. And that's what we want to see. We want to see the motherfucking results. We want to see this history-making fight. Bring the belts back to the U.S. Goddamn, talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? Go in there and fight a damn one of the best fights you ever fought. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think, look, to be honest with you, the one fight I can say what Devin was fighting in the pocket and he was having mass success until the 10th round of Jorge Linares. If he does that shit with Kambosos and use that same defensive etiquette, it's an easy night. Because let's not act like the hand speed of Jorge Linares and George Kambosos is significantly different. But he did fight a different fight on the inside. It's not like he can't fight on the inside. He did a little bit with Yurkis Gamboa too. I didn't see a lot of it with JoJo. But he need to make George Kambosos think he in there with motherfucking Tommy Hearns. Shit. He need to treat goddamn George Kambosos like Tommy Hearns did Roberto Duran, goddamn it. Shit. Dude, this isn't your night. This ain't it. This ain't it, dog. W says I need Devin to turn his hands into Roberto Duran on Kambosos' ass. Hands of stone, knock Kambosos out cold. Manos de Pedro. I don't feel that he should try to invent something that's outside his ownership at the time. He's not in ownership of raw power, but he is in ownership of technical standards. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about technical education, he can box. He does possess that. And at the end of the day, they call it sweet science for a reason. They don't brag about Willie Pep because he just was this crazy knockout artist. He was quick. You feel me? So, trying to go in there and be Roberto Duran, Ben, it doesn't make any sense because he's not the knockout artist. He does have knockouts on his record, but he is not that guy who just comes in there and he's gonna lay him out. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen. It's a sweet science at the end of the day. Cambose's ego, some part in that fight, his ego is gonna, take the wheel and he's gonna try to drive home and be the leader and try to walk Devin down because he feel that Devin can't hurt him. And we all seen what Gervonta did when you have an overly aggressive, committed fighter that's dedicated to proving a point for a knockout, and he gets put to sleep. We've seen it. We just seen it. It's still fresh in our memories. We just need a refresher come Sunday. That's all. We just need a refresher in Australia on Sunday. That's all. And what I like about this too is that they having the main event in between in between the fight card. So in protocol, the format over here, the main event is usually the last fight. But due to time and they want viewership and everything from the US, the main event is going to be damn near in the middle of the fight card. And then you're going to have Maloney and the rest of the guys fight after that. We ain't talking about Maloney. I got mad respect for Jason and Andrew. Real talk. Them dudes can bang. Got mad respect for them. But we talking about motherfucking Undisputed, dog. That's it. Devin Turner, Bull Duran, hands of stone. Sir Ken on deck with it. World Combat Sports salute. Salute to the wrenches and salute to the chat. Smash the like button. Appreciate you, Sir Ken, for pulling up, my guy. What's good? But that's where we at with it, man. I like it. I like the energy is built up. Bill Haney on deck with it. All hands are fair. It's going down. They tried. Pretty much they kept the man away during crucial periods of the buildup, when he was over there sparring and shit like that. Even though there was telephone communications, why wait till the last minute? Let's not talk about informants when we got cowards on deck. Let's talk about the act of a coward. Do you have confidence that you can beat the man or not? You restricted two key components off his team until the last minute. Are you confident, man? That's all we want to know. Are you confident in your ability? If you're not confident in your ability, then it's gonna show. It's gonna show big time. When we all tuned in Saturday, wait for this. We waiting. It's so many eyeballs are gonna be leaned into this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? It's just too many, dog. It's going down one way or the other. We need to see this history take place, man. Have the belts come back to the US. The photo ops, the media ops, Devin go down and solidify, the first phase of his legacy as Undisputed. To be the first to ever do it in the lightweight division under the 4-belt era and the franchise era. I mean, that's big, y'all. That shit is big, bro. Real talk. That's a big deal. A huge opportunity. And we don't want it to be any other name except, Devin Haney. We ain't trying to hit no Cambozo or anything. I'm not even going to put a scenario out there. I don't even put scenarios out there, man. I ain't putting a Cambozo scenario out there. Well, what if this? I ain't down with no shit for this fight. It's all or nothing. All of nothing. Period. It's all or nothing, man. Y'all remember how the fight went with Lomachenko and Teofimo now. Remember that shit. Remember how you had all these people on here talking about Teo didn't have a chance. He's just outclassed by even taking this fight. He's lost already. Remember how that shit played out now. It's a sweet science for a reason now. You have to come up with different game plans because your opponent is never the same. So you have to sit up here and adapt and overcome and improvise and make shit happen. It might be a boring fight for the first 3 or 4 rounds if both fighters, are filling each other out and buying time, building up anxiousness and frustration. It might be a boring fight for the first 3 or 4 rounds. You never know. When it all comes down to it, though, hey, they should fight a smart fight. because you have an overzealous Australian such as Cambozo that's in his backyard, and man, he's gonna try his damnness to retain his crown. His damnness. He's gonna try his damnness, bro. That's all I'm saying. He's gonna try his damnness to make that shit happen. Just like I said with Rolly. Rolly was gonna cross-face the shit out of Javante. He tried, but the referee was right there with them stiff warnings. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you what Cambozo is gonna try to do. I'm telling you, man, he's gonna try some shit, dog. They need to check the rooftop. They need to motherfucking make sure they do a perimeter check and make sure no wildlife is in the building. Because I'm thinking Cambozo might try to get one of them damn Joeys or kangaroos, the damn hopping, the full grown motherfucking kangaroos that's looking like Mikey Garcia and shit. They need to check the perimeter, man. I think they're up there feeding them kangaroos some gunpowder, and they're gonna let them loose in there and cause chaos and try to stop the damn rhythm. You know, cause some mad chaos so they can sabotage, put some shit in the water or something like. I don't know what the fuck they got planned over there. They got too many damn creatures and shit over in Australia. So keep your eyes, be vigilant there, Team Haney. Be motherfucking vigilant, dog. Keep your eyes open. This is a epic fight. This is not Pacquiao and Jeff Horn for the WBO strap. Once again, this isn't Pacquiao, Jeff Horn. This is for all the marbles, y'all. This is for every belt. The first time in boxing, this is for every belt. Franchise, WBC, WBA, IBF, ring, WBO, lineal, all that shit. This is for all the marbles, the crown jewels in Australia. One thing they do, they can say that they hosted the fight. That they can have in their record books. They hosted the fight. And then they're going to provide you a second part to the documentary when they say, you know, we was looking forward to speaking to the fighter who was the opposition for Devin Haney that night. But he's been in seclusion ever since the brutal beating where he's lost his ears. And we tried calling him on the phone, but it's no answer. So I'm curious to know if he ever got them repaired or reattached. But he's been in seclusion. He's pretty much banished himself from society. I want them to goddamn give us that second half, y'all. My question is, would George be able to re-rise to the same level after his biggest win? That's a good question. Will he be able to surpass his achievement and stepping in there with Teofimo Lopez on that night? Will look, Ken, look at this too. Will he be able to provide us that same equity when you have a totally different opponent? Because come on, man, you gotta admit, not everybody comes out and have the cojones to do or attempt what Teofimo attempted to do with Kambosos. Not even Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero talked about a 1-round knockout. But do you believe Devin's going to come out like Teo? Okay, we can say no, right? We know that's not going to happen. So did Kambosos really have that success early on from the forward aggression that pretty much made it easy for him to sit down on his right hand and get that early knockdown and to be able to, I don't know, outbox Teo that seemed like he didn't have a game plan at all? I don't know what the fuck that was going on with Team Lopez that day. But the way they was going about defending those titles, it wasn't the most smart, educated way to go about it. And he got beat up. He's not going to have the same style opponent with the same movement, Cambozo. So what is he going to be able to do? Is he going to show us that he can box? You know what I'm saying? And we'll see. A lot of fighters get caught slipping with all the intention after a big win. We have seen it before. Devin ring IQ is underrated to casuals. Absolutely, man. Shout out the right side in the building. I agree with that. We can no way know how underestimate his ring IQ, bro. Especially in comparison to George Kambosos. But once again, everybody in the chat, when it comes to the sweet science just doesn't have one ingredient to it. The science of anything in life includes multiple factors, right? So when you're talking about Kambosos is not one of those fighters that we saying, man, he just encompasses a lot about the sweet science. He doesn't. So when we factor in that we've had brawlers that come in here and have success against complete boxers, then we have to ask ourselves, when is Kambosos going to be able to shine and show us that he can take advantage of a complete boxer with the technical skill set of Devin Haney? What is he going to be able to do? How he's going to be able to apply that shit? How and when? Because he's not going to get the same aggressions than Teofimo Lopez. So when he has somebody come up there and he's sticking behind the jab and he's pop shotting and he's really boxing the shit out of Kambosos, then what's going to happen? Are you going to, become frustrated and start overly committing yourself like Rolly Romero? I mean, it all depends, bro. It's a sweet science, but sometimes the science ain't so sweet when a boxer just start to say, you know what, fuck it. I'm throwing everything out there. And it's mano a mano, chest to chest. I'm giving him the Sean Porter treatment. Fuck it. I'm there. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm done. I'm going all or nothing. And let's see how it works. Sometimes fighters are able to catch their opponents, and sometimes it's their demise. We'll see this weekend. Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to your right side. I appreciate you. Velocity said, I think it'll be like Cam versus Lee Selby. Okay. And, another fight that he earned a split decision. You know what I'm saying? Split decision win over. I don't know, man. Devin Haney, he's definitely going to have to be intelligent in there. I'm not saying he has to be smart. He has to be intelligent to a fact that certain situations that may be presented to him, he just have to damn handle it like he's a professor. That's all. Like this is what he's been training for. Like he said, man, we work for this. This is what we've been dreaming about. We work for this. It's time. It's go time. Let's go. I mean, that's it. George has never speed like this before in defensive movement, which is going to make him have to keep his hands at home. Yeah, true. I totally agree with that, man. That's a good point. It's a solid point. If he forces George Kambosos to have a winky right moment, you know what I'm saying, and have that high guard up, I don't know, man. We seen Isaac Cruz have that high guard, keep the hands at home, and be able to, place his punches when he needed be, but take less damage. But George Kambosos, his defense is not Isaac Cruz. You know what I'm saying? And the new undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin Nightmare Haney. Hey man, that's what we looking for, people. Real talk. It's Friday up in this. It's Friday. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is over there in Australia. We are several hours away, man, from one of the biggest fights at this time. One of the biggest fights of this time right here. And I'm pretty sure the good thing about this is we're not paying $100 for PPV. You know what I'm saying? This is something that the only thing we'd be going in our pockets for is to grab the remote or something. Or to grab the, go get your PC and log in and see the fight. It's not no crazy amount of $100 PPV that people gotta pay in and try to debate. Damn, should I do this? I need gas in my motherfucking ride. Shit, gas like $5 motherfucking dollars, dog. I got 2 cans of tuna fish left in that motherfucker. God damn, ramen noodles. Let me see how many cans. I got one, two. Now I only got 3 ramen noodles. Got 3 soups left. Damn, I'm about to do some jailhouse shit. I gotta go trade some shit for some shit. I got 1 can of tuna. I need 2 Twinkies. God damn it. Kambosos is going to get cut up in this fight. There will be landing his jab. I hope so. I hope he land that jab effectively. And Kambosos is looking different by the second or third round. He cuts. We all know Kambosos cuts. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people can say that about Devin Haney, you know. You can't say he has all this scar tissue and he cuts and all that. But what we can say, man, I like that Jorge Linares type performance when he was fighting on the inside and making Linares miss. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know a lot of people, all they talk about is the 10th round, but everything up to then, and he was boxing the shit out of Linares. It don't matter if Linares said he didn't have power. He was still touching you up, bro. So I'm looking forward, you know, to seeing that same freaking defensively elusive type stance while letting his hands go, man. Just put on a clinic with George. You know, put a clinic on, man. Pops is on deck right now, man. Bill is on deck, no doubt about it. He's on deck, bro. It's done. They decide to stop being petty. Yeah, you're right. We let Tyson in years ago. Okay. Is there everybody all in favor? Okay. Somebody get on the phone, call him up, say, hey, all right, Bill, you're free to come in. All right, cool. And you sure there's nothing else he can teach him? All the sparring will be okay, cool. Yeah, tell him to come on over. Facts, beating the shit out of Linares on the inside. Yeah, man, that's what I want to see. That just goes to show you he's capable of dominating on the inside. You know what I'm saying? He's capable of taking a shot. You know what I'm saying? The man never hit the canvas, bro. He took a nice solid shot from Linares. He never hit the canvas though. He never hit the canvas, man. So I don't know if people taking the lack of power and they comparing it to Chin, but man, when we talk about getting dropped by like Ryan Garcia, when you start talking about getting dropped, even though it's a flash knockdown like George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez, Vasil Lomachenko being dropped, man, this dude's all over the place down there. Richard Comey, he been on the canvas. Jackson Mourinho's been on the canvas. Javier Fortuna. I mean, most of them names down there, man, has been on the canvas. Most of the big names has been on the canvas. Gervonta Davis haven't, of course. Well, I'm just saying. But we definitely be on a little bit late this Friday, man. I just want to stop in here and show love to the supporters. And also a big salute to Team Haney over there behind enemy lines. I know what that's like. I know what that's like to be over enemy lines for the first time. Yeah, I know what that's like. But man, salute to y'all go in there and get that victory. And you know, it's good that they finally gave the man access to be with his son. So it's a family affair over there, all hands on deck. You know, the team is ready. The weigh-in is going to take place. What I can tell Haney right now, Devin, man, don't stare at Kambosos no more. He's busy up there trying to look in your eyes and talking about you scared and all. Man, get the fuck out of here. Don't look in his eyes no more. Don't even waste time trying to do the stare down. Look at this nigga a little bit and then turn to the camera, take the photo op, go back, rehydrate, have a nice meal. You know what I'm saying? And wait for fight night, man. Fuck it. Don't sit up there and have a staring contest with this dude. Because he's busy up there trying to prove that looking up to you, he's a bigger, stronger guy. He's a small individual. That don't mean he don't have strength. But the better boxer that night, man, you let him know what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to say shit to him. You just prove it to him in the ring. Let him know what it is, what it's going to be. and the results will be what they are. But man, we'll be on here a little bit later, man. Y'all turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. A salute to everybody who pulled up. I'm out.